My name is Oliver Queen. For 5 years, I was stranded on an island with only one goal. Survive.
Oliver Queen is alive.
Now I will fulfill my father's dying wish to use the list of names he left me and bring down those who are poisoning my city. To do this, I must become someone else. I must become something else.
Hello and welcome to the AFUK UK episode review podcast. This one is going to be talking about episode 16, The Suicide Squad. I'm Bradley and I'm joined as usual by Corey. Hello Corey.
Hello everyone.
So this episode, as we sort of knew from when the episode title was released a few weeks before the episode aired, we already knew what the episode was going to be about. Clearly it was going to be about Helena Bertinelli's return to Starling City.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh no, wait. Hang on. Oh, that's next week.
Oh, okay. A little bit ahead of us there, was there?
This week. Oh yes, The Suicide Squad. It followed, unsurprisingly, The Suicide Squad. Who knew?
I know, I really didn't see that one coming.
Yeah, Arrow is known for its cryptic episode titles. What do we have in Season 1? The Huntress Returns.
Yeah.
We've had this conversation before.
Yeah.
They like to tell it how it is. But we're not going to start with the Suicide Squad, because why not? We'll start with Oliver. And obviously, after knowing that Slade is alive, and is ready to fulfill his promise of killing everyone he cares about, and then him, Oliver is struggling a little bit.
Yeah, and it's interesting to see him struggling, because I'd say over the past season and a half, we haven't really seen, him genuinely scared by something and struggling with something, but Slade's really got him building up a bit of a sweat.
Well, I mean, who wouldn't? Because, well, he's not someone you want to go up against before he got injected with the Mirakuru.
No.
Afterwards, and with a taste for revenge, probably best to stay away.
Yeah, it's advisable.
Yeah, we saw the return of the Bratva.
Yeah, that was a pretty awesome scene early on to get us into the episode as well.
Yeah, I like that with the whole sort of disarming two of the guys and then just pointing the gun at Alexei.
Yeah.
That was good. And then from there on, it was almost obvious that the bloke in the chair in Slade's office that we saw in the promo was going to be Alexei.
Yeah.
And actually, when Oliver kind of grabbed the guns from the people and pointed it at Alexei, I just sat there thinking, Oliver, why don't you just say to Alexei, well, if you don't help me find him and don't help me kill him, you're going to end up dead.
Yeah, that seemed logical. But, it's TV, and it gave us a nice little scene later on, I suppose.
Yes. I liked the little shadow montage.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure where Slade managed to get that from.
Yeah, I was wondering that, because, they didn't really seem the type to make holiday videos while on the island.
Yeah, with no technology.
No.
Or anything. Oliver's having nightmares, struggling to sleep. It's very interesting. What did you think of pushing Sarah away? Temporarily, of course.
I thought it was, I don't know, I guess if you're looking at it in terms of realism, then that is something you would do. And in terms of how Oliver's been over the past season, and he tends to take a lot of the responsibility himself. He doesn't. He feels it's his duty here and there, and he clearly feels a lot of responsibility with Slade. He's seen what he can do. So I thought it was good that he did that, and but I sort of thought he kind of backtracked on it quite quick. I mean, I know that was obviously probably because it was Diggle centric, and you didn't really have loads of time to build up these I guess you call them Oliver Slade mind games in the background. But I sort of thought he kind of started off pushing her away, and then I don't know if it was halfway, 3/4 of the way through the episode, after what sort of felt like not so much time on it, he kind of backtracked and let her in. But yeah, so I guess I liked it, but I kind of felt he kind of changed his mind a little quickly on it.
So I think the opposite. I actually saw a very good comment, I think it was on TV.com, about saying about Oliver pushing Sarah away because I'm Oliver Queen and I do whatever Oliver Queen does because I'm just Oliver Queen. Not remembering that Sarah is a trained assassin with the best assassins in the world.
Well, yeah, actually, when you put it like that, you kind of think, yeah, I don't know, maybe it's almost, you could even say maybe he's doing her a disservice by not trusting her more. And in a sense, I guess that was what she was trying to get through to him with the whole, I'm not that easy to kill, she said. And what else did she say? She's not the person he knew on the island or something. Yeah, so I guess in some ways, yeah, he probably is doing a bit of a disservice because, you know, she can handle herself all right, and she's trained with some very deadly people.
Yeah, and of course Sarah is just Sarah, really. I mean, yeah. She's pretty good before she got trained. But I mean, even if she wasn't trained, at what point does Oliver think that he's going to be able to take out Slade by himself?
Yeah, and I suppose even more than that, why does he think, you know, even if he pushes Sarah away, why does he think that, I'm kind of making myself look a bit of a tit now and backtracking completely, but still, anyway, no, but I was just sort of thinking about it, fair enough he's pushing her away, but, why does he think that will kind of stop Slade anyway, thinking about it, you know, the type of, you know, where Slade is, the sheer determination to wreak revenge on Oliver, just because he's pushing Sarah away, doesn't necessarily mean that's going to deter Slade from going after her.
It probably puts her more in danger.
Yeah, I was thinking that now.
Because with Oliver could help protect her, obviously.
Yeah, yeah.
But even if Sarah was to say to Oliver that I hate you publicly and just never talk to him again, right?
Yeah.
And Oliver was to feel the same way about Sarah, Slade would still go and kill Sarah. You know why?
Enlighten me.
Because she's alive and Shadow is not.
Yeah, exactly.
So, pushing Diggle away maybe might help a little bit. It's more understandable, but Sarah is going to be killed. She is the first one that say Oliver's. I'm getting names mixed up now. She's the first one that Slade's going to go for, without a doubt.
Yeah, definitely.
Because Oliver chose Sarah over Shadow, so you know, why should she get to live if the woman that Slade loves doesn't?
Yeah, and I'm guessing. Well, yeah, I'll just agree. I'm getting into my awkward stuttering stage, and we don't want to go there. It's too early.
Yes, we've got to wait until at least the odds and ends.
Yeah.
The end scene was very interesting.
Yeah. Got a bit of the Oliver Amanda Waller backstory. And I don't remember if we talked about it. I kind of got a feeling we did about her maybe being the one behind fires or something, you know, possible. And I think that end scene kind of makes that seem more plausible if she's run into Oliver before.
Yeah, I didn't really think of the fact that they might have run into each other before.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, she knows that he killed Slade, or thinks that he killed Slade. So obviously she does know a little bit about what he's done before. So yeah, I mean, yes, that almost solidifies the fact that she was the Red Shoes woman who hired fires. I don't think Oliver knows that though.
No, I'm not sure he does.
Because if he did, she would probably be dead.
True.
So yeah, and we got the first mention of Deathstroke. I think it's the first mention anyway.
Yeah.
Certainly the first mention of Slade is it. I can't remember if they mentioned Wintergreen as it.
I don't think they did, no.
No, just all the fans and everyone saying that it's Deathstroke, which it is. But obviously it's the Argus code name for him.
Yeah.
So now you've got Argus, the government agency, who seems to be ridiculous at doing everything, including having a stealth drone. No, that's just ridiculous. And Oliver going after him.
Yeah.
And his band of brothers. So, I still think Slade will win.
Yeah.
So yeah. I think that's pretty much it for the Oliver scenes, and
Yeah, I think we covered it well. We kind of summed it up.
Okay then, moving on. So we're going to move on and talk about the actual Suicide Squad. They appeared in this episode for the first time. All three of the members, Shrapnel, Deadshot and Bronze Tiger, all appeared on screen. Amanda Waller, Lila and Diggle were there obviously as well. What were your thoughts on the team dynamic?
Yeah, I thought it came together well. I think Deadshot and was very good. I mean, he's usually pretty good. Again, you've got the whole thing of Diggle you having to work with the guy who killed his brother. Bronze Tiger was okay. Shrapnel pretty much became the most pointless Arrow villain to date, arguably. I mean, we complained about him, didn't we, in the episode 10 podcast, and then he's on screen for about 5 minutes, and then he gets blown up in this one.
Yeah, I think more pointless villains than him. I genuinely don't know. I think he's got to be the most pointless villain ever.
He didn't really do all that much. I can't actually remember. Well, he blew a few things up, but
he went on about some random rubbish as he was being uncuffed, and then Bronze Tiger told Amanda Waller to stop giving him books. I like that scene.
That was a good scene.
And the rest of it was just awful. It was like, what? Seriously. I know he's part of the Suicide Squad, and obviously they had to introduce him and whatever to make him part of the Suicide Squad to get this episode going, but was it really worth it?
Yeah. Good point.
I mean, surely they could have complained to the comic people, DC Comics. We don't want Shrapnel because he's rabbit. They're thinking about this because supposedly Sean Maher is actually quite a good popular actor.
Alright, yeah.
And yeah, he was in Firefly, I don't know what else, but to get a role like that, really?
Yeah, he wasn't that well done, really. But I suppose, I don't know. I suppose Bronze Tiger was more interested in him, and Deadshot's pretty big in terms of the world they're building here. So if you're gonna kind of show why they're called the Suicide Squad or whatever, or why, just build the, I can't think of the right word, but I don't know, just make Amanda Waller look a little bit of a nut job. He was probably the one that lifts right out.
Yeah, because we don't know anything about him, don't care about him, and isn't the slightest bit interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I can't say I'm all that disappointed that we're not going to see him again, because I know characters come back from the dead on this show, but just. And
we do have flashbacks.
Well, I can't see him fitting into any of that. Well, I hope not, because there's just no point.
No, there is no. He wouldn't fit into a flashback. Ridiculous. Bronze Tiger had more depth than in Identity.
Yeah.
When that was just ridiculous. There was a definite contention for the most pointless villain to date when in the mid-season podcast.
Yeah.
And then Shrapnel came along and scooped that award right up in the first episode after Christmas. So completely null and void that award. But he had a lot more depth than in Identity. I thought he was better in Tremors than he was this one.
Yeah. I suppose he wasn't really given main billing in this one though, so...
No, I mean, he didn't really have a lot of screen time.
No. I kind of was thinking that because, when was it? Towards the end when they were, I can't remember their name, I'll just call him the Warlord guy. I can't remember his name right now.
Colin Kadia.
Yeah, that's it. I'm not even going to try and say that out loud because I know I'll mess it up. I can just feel I'm in one of those zones tonight where I'll just mess up names left, right, and centre. Anyway,
shame that Anatoly Knyazev didn't appear.
Oh god, we've probably been here about 20 minutes with me trying to pronounce that. No, but anyway, I mean, they kind of they're going there at the end, to fulfill their mission. And he kind of wasn't in it, and then he just randomly appeared for, I don't know, it felt like 20 seconds.
See, I thought at the event thing, I thought that Deadshot had shot Bronze Tiger. And then suddenly, 15 minutes later, in the next scene, Bronze Tiger appears. And I'm thinking, how are you still alive? I'm sure that Deadshot just killed you. But maybe I wasn't paying attention. But yeah, he was saying, go on.
No, I just sort of thought he disappeared for like a fair bit towards the end, and then just kind of popped up. And kind of the screen time just felt a little bit pointless, I guess, towards the end. I guess he could. I'm sort of just the long-winded point I'm getting to is he perhaps could have been utilised a little bit better, but I suppose if you're going to go for the main one in that, you'd choose Deadshot. So.
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously got the connection to Diggle and everything. So you're going to go for Deadshot. I thought Bronze Tiger, for the purpose that he was needed, was used quite well. But in terms of kind of character development and all that, then he wasn't.
Yeah, 'cause, I mean, we got a fair bit of depth to Deadshot, with his daughter in this episode, and, if you're comparing the two, I disagree with what you're saying now.
Yeah, the episode got what it needed out of him. It just didn't go any further.
Yeah.
Which is a little bit disappointing, but obviously we've said Deadshot had a lot more layers to him, a lot more interesting. He still had the usual sort of puns from him.
Yeah,
he's a very fun character.
Yeah.
He's one of those that you can sort of switch on and off the evil.
Yeah.
And have evil and fun at the exact same time.
Yeah, sign of a good villain, if you can get that mix.
I liked how Diggle was kind of like he'd ever make the sacrifice when they were in August.
Yeah.
And then Deadshot wants to stay down there because he was ordered to.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. Actually, it's strange because at that point you wanted Diggle to save him.
You did, yeah, I know what you mean with that, actually. You didn't want him to get left there.
I'm not sure whether that's because he's a great villain and you want to know more about him and Hive and all that behind Diggle's brother's death, or whatever, or the fact that he's actually starting to grow on people, but I felt that I wanted him to live.
Yeah, I did too. I think, I don't know, I think if you compare it to, we've talked about villains obviously in these podcasts and whether they're engaging or good villains or what, whatever. Obviously, Shrapnel is already appearing as if I'm going to use him as the blind spot of villains, but he wasn't so engaging, he's pretty boring. I think Deadshot's engaging, and you want engaging villains, and you'd be sad to lose them. And I think it's just Michael Rowe is doing an awesome job with him too, and it's a great character and strangely likable, and it's just an all-round good villain. So more Deadshot.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I don't really have much more to say about that. Obviously, Amanda Waller is evil.
Just a tad.
I mean, I think we discussed this when we talked about how we're pretty sure that she's the red-shoed lady from Darkness on the Edge of Town.
Yeah, yeah.
The fact that she was just like, kill shrapnel, and then sent a drone after Deadshot. And then said that they need to put it into the spine, the bomb thing.
Yeah, she's a charming woman.
Yeah, I bet she's not married.
Yeah. Or she might have blown up her husband as well at some point. Maybe he was a prototype.
I would love to see that through flashbacks. That would be fun. But then I suppose anyone who hires Edward Fires to blow up a Chinese plane to crash the Chinese economy. You know, pretty crazy.
Yeah.
And obviously we've mentioned about the end scene. Diggle and Lila?
I mean, I kind of like. I mean, it's good that Dig's happy, but I think because we haven't seen a great deal of their backstory, it sometimes, I don't know, it just feels a little bit forced to me. Whereas, I don't know, if you sort of compare it to perhaps Oliver and Sarah a bit, you know, you've seen them on the island, and they've got a bit of history to it, and it just sort of feels a little bit more believable, I guess, and just, I don't know, I don't really invest in it. I guess it's just not a storyline I'm all that fussed about.
Yeah, I mean, we got a little bit of backstory.
Yeah.
It was pointless.
Yeah.
Because I actually likened it to The Promise, in the fact that we knew all of it.
Yeah.
Except The Promise was much more engaging.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
This was just dull. You know, we had, 3 flashback scenes of walking through the terrain or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I would have rather, well, either make it more interesting or, you know, you would have been better off seeing more of the island, to be honest. They didn't really add much. I was kind of just willing them to end, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of a nice visual from what we learned in the Odyssey last year.
Yeah.
But to be honest, I thought the picture I had in my mind was much more interesting.
Yeah, same here. When I heard they're going to be flashbacks to his time in Afghanistan, I was expecting something much more interesting, but...
Oh no, I watched the Odyssey a couple of weeks ago and thought, oh, that's what they're going to have in Suicide Squad. Yeah, that's not really entertaining at all. The only scene that we didn't know happened was Diggle actually properly meeting Lila.
Yeah.
Yeah, great backstory there.
I mean...
Hi, I'm Lila. Oh, that's some interesting backstory there. That just tells us everything we need to know.
Yeah, so that's why they got married and then got divorced, and then she started working for Argus and he started working as a bodyguard and met Oliver Queen. All the gaps are filled in.
Yeah, maybe not. You were saying, Dawn?
Yeah, not much really. It's just like saying no, just generally the flashbacks, like you say, did seem a bit pointless. It was, you know, perhaps even with the different plots we had, the different elements to the story in the present day, you might have been better just leaving them at that and not needing the backstory of the flashbacks. Leave the viewers to wonder how Diggle saved the guy's life or what happened with him and Lila, rather than just, I don't know, waste 10 minutes or so just with walking and I don't know, it didn't really work. I mean, flashbacks they were just boring, to be honest, really.
Yeah. What else it didn't explain was quite how Diggle went from being part of the military unit that captured Kadir to them being best buddies.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, he saved his life, but I don't really think that Diggle was trying to save his life. I think he was trying to save his own.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's Lila and the other guy.
Yeah, I mean, for what they perhaps intended to do, the flashbacks, they just didn't really do it, really. They kind of just scraped the surface, I guess.
Yeah, see, I imagined it like they were told that they needed to protect this guy, and then suddenly this group of people... I'm sure in the Odyssey he said that there were a few people, and he knew which one he shot. Which one? So there was more than one, and he knew which one of them he shot, and it was the kid.
Yeah.
There was no mention of the fact that they were transporting a group of women, and suddenly one of the women points out that he was, actually a warlord.
Yeah.
Right? There was no mention of the fact that it was only one gunman. It's like, really?
Yeah, yeah, I know what you mean.
There was no point to it.
No.
And what was worse about it is the fact that, as I just said, it completely went different to how they told it a year ago.
Yeah.
Perhaps the Arrow Riders need to rewatch the episodes. Just saying. just a little nudge.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I think that's pretty much it for the Suicide Squad. Except that we're pretty sure that we're getting them back. I think Guggenheim said that.
Yeah, and probably we'll have a new member to that team too.
Hopefully more interesting than Shrapnel.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not the engaging villain type you want in an episode.
No.
Okay. Okay, so we'll move on and talk about some odds and ends that we found from this episode. Laurel, let's start with Laurel. Ugh. She annoyed me.
Yeah?
Again. Unreal. How is it that Laurel seems to annoy me every single episode, even after Oliver had that massive go at her, and we thought she was going to improve?
I'm not sure on that one.
Yeah, the whole kind of like, you should go for it with Sarah, etc., blah, whatever she was saying. Really?
I think it was just, I think it's like it's just sort of a rash turnaround, I guess. And
when Sarah comes back at the family dinner, she's shouting at them, you are unbelievable for screwing up. You screwed up the relationship between me and Sarah, and now you're doing it again by screwing her. And suddenly, now she's forgiven Sarah and Oliver, got over her drug problem and drink problem, and suddenly now she's telling them that they should go for it, do whatever, solve their problems, blah, blah, blah. At what point did she become a Sarah and Oliver shipper?
Yeah, true.
How does that happen?
I think it's perhaps I think the writing with has just been, it's perhaps just
awful.
not been, well, yeah, there's that. It's just not been well planned out, I'd say. The way she's her whole spiral. We've talked about that. Not it definitely hasn't hooked us in. I think anybody who's listened to our podcast would know that. Very much so.
Sorry, just thinking about some of the Laurel development.
Yeah, but it wasn't well done. I mean, on the one side, I was glad she's not kind of all woe is me anymore. I was relieved on that account, and I found her more tolerable. But on the other, like you say, it just seems odd that she's kind of gone from one end to the other of, well, she was hating the whole Oliver Sarah thing last episode, and now she's totally behind it.
Yeah, it's very annoying. I sort of felt like the scenes with her and the scenes with Felicity, and the fact that Roy and Thea weren't in it, and Moira's thing, as much as that gave us a funny scene, none of that was necessary.
No, because I know what you mean. I mean, we basically just had Laurel. Well, it was a strange setting for her after all she's been through, sitting at a bar.
Well, I think she was sitting with Sarah to talk about like a job thing. I think it was.
Yeah. But yeah, I know what you mean. They kind of just, I don't know. You could say almost detracted from the pace of the episode, and we could have had more of the Oliver going after Slade, which wouldn't have been too bad.
Yeah, the only thing I don't have a problem with was the whole Moira introducing an after-school. Hang on, I've got it on my notes. Where is it? Yeah, I've got the exact phrase here. An after-school city swim program, and then Oliver's face, where you're just like, what?
Yeah, that was very good.
Yeah, that was worth including. The rest of it was just pointless.
And then she went on talking about how her Thea and Oliver loved swimming, and first thing he said, I detest swimming.
So does Thea.
Yes.
Yeah, it's great. Great publicity there from someone who doesn't seem to be Oliver's biggest fan, and that feeling is reciprocated right now.
Yes.
They don't seem to like each other very much.
No, they don't.
So, but yeah, they were really unnecessary. I did like the Felicity scene at the start with Diggle.
Yeah.
That was worth it.
Yeah.
And I think the fact that she said to him, I love you for it.
Yeah.
I'm surprised I haven't seen any shippers of Olicity complaining.
Yeah.
I kind of expected that.
Yeah, from what I've seen, they're quite a dedicated bunch.
Yeah. What else do we have? We had, Felicity with the whole "it's suicide."
Yeah.
Saying to Oliver, it's almost couldn't have been a better episode to put that in, could it?
No, that's very well done.
There wasn't. Oh no. Amanda Waller knowing that the sarin designs were too large and then not telling the Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure from the actual first picture when they were. I think it was only Diggle and Lila were in the room with Amanda then. But when they were briefing them, I'm pretty sure it looked massive even then.
I think you're right, actually, yeah.
And then suddenly Deadshot walks into the room, and it's massive, and there's this really shocking music. Yeah. And you're like, hang on a minute, I thought it was outside anyway. It's all very weird. They don't seem to set the right tone all the time, do they?
No.
Oliver, we didn't really talk about this in the Death Stroke bit, but Oliver finding the mask stand on the roof.
Yeah, that came up earlier than I thought it was, actually. I didn't expect that to be in this episode.
Yeah. See, my thing with this was, I came up with the theory that I'm going to sort of revise here, that Slade got off the island between City of Heroes and Three Ghosts.
Yeah.
I'm going to revise that. Slade has been to the island between City of Heroes and Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
He has gone back to the island in that time and got the mask from the beach. Because it was there in City of Heroes when Diggle and Felicity landed on the island.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming that's the exact same one. Yeah. It looks like it.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
But then Actually, no, sorry, I'm thinking weird. Sorry. Never mind. I was going to say about in the pilot that it was still there, but that was a year and a half ago. I'm getting really mixed up with the flashbacks to present day now. Just ignore me. Deadshot mentioning Hive again.
Yeah. We're going to see more of them at some stage, quite obviously, I'd say.
Mm-hmm. The fate of the world resting in the hands of Floyd Lawson.
Yeah.
I like that line.
That was good.
What else have we got here? I'm not really sure. There's not much else. Oh, no, sorry. There was one more. Harley Quinn.
Yes.
She was in it. For some reason, she was played by Cassidy Alexa and voiced by... hang on, I'll just tell you the name. Voiced by... Tara Strong.
Yeah.
For some reason, I don't quite understand why, they had an actress playing the actual physical thing, and a different actress voicing it.
Yeah, I don't really know. For so, the role was... Well, she's barely in it as well. It kind of... It's just weird to get two people in on it for something small.
I think the whole point of that team was to sort of, the whole comic side of things.
Yeah.
But getting two people from it, it's not like it's a Darth Vader role.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking right now.
Like, that's fair enough, he was the main character, but she appeared for 5 seconds.
Yeah, it just seems a lot of effort.
Yeah, why don't you just have Cassidy Alexa voicing it? Or something.
Yeah.
I don't know, have Tara Strong put on a wig or something to make it look like it.
Yeah, because if you're gonna... you say you'd expect her to come back in a larger role, surely you're gonna have one or the other player, so... Yeah, I don't know. Which one are you gonna... If you do actually bring her in and sort of show her on screen talking, and you can see her face, which one of them are you going to use? True.
I think that pretty much tells us she's not going to return.
Yeah.
Because that would be really stupid if they did.
Yep.
I mean, they cast a different Sarah, in Katie Loates, from the one we saw in the pilot. But... Okay, well, I think we can end there. Hang on, I'll just put on the last little summary bit here. So yeah, that's pretty much it really for odds and ends, unless you have something else.
No, I can't think of anything, to be honest.
Okay then. Okay, we'll move on then. Okay, so we'll have a quick look ahead here to the next episode. It's called Birds of Prey. Those of you familiar with the comic would probably guess that the Huntress is going to be returning. I'll read you the press release. When the Huntress met the Canary. When Frank Bertinelli is arrested, Oliver knows it's only a matter of time before his daughter Helena, aka the Huntress, returns to town. To make matters worse, Laurel is picked to try Frank's case, putting her right in the path of Helena. How would you look at that? How coincidental.
Yeah.
Someone close to Oliver is put right in the path of a dangerous criminal.
It's not like that's ever happened before.
No, it's not like it's happened to Laurel before or anything.
No, never.
Oliver tells Sarah he will handle his ex-girlfriend, but when Helena takes hostages at the courthouse, including Laurel, the Canary will stop at nothing to save her sister. When the Huntress and the Canary meet, an epic battle begins. It won't be that Emmy Award-winning fight that Stephen Amell posted on his YouTube and his Facebook.
No, you can probably tell. I don't think either of us are really buzzing with anticipation for this week, next week even.
And then, meanwhile, Roy realises he needs to keep Thea safe, but doesn't like the way he's forced to go about it. Look at that, something else we've never seen before. Roy unhappy about something.
Yeah. It's usually such a model of patience and politeness.
Especially with the Mirakuru.
Yeah, he's such a well-mannered young man.
Yeah, what was it in Tremors? Jesus. Well, as you can probably tell by listening to our tone, we're not very excited for this.
No, we're struggling to summon any sort of enthusiasm for it, really. I had a quick look at the promo. There's not loads we can really draw out from that. I'm expecting Oliver Sarah spat over him creating the Huntress, and then we've got the Huntress pushing Sarah out of a window at the end of it, and she hangs on. I'm not quite sure how, but still.
That is going to be probably the most interesting scene of the episode.
Yeah. Part of me's got a feeling it might be foregrounding, strangely, for Sarah's death towards the end of the season.
Yeah, but Sarah's in episode 18.
Oh yeah. I'm sort of thinking finale time.
Yeah.
We've been through this before, so.
If Helen's in the finale, I'll be disappointed because she managed to live through this one.
Yeah, I mean, she's sort of getting to that stage now, really, where you can't really keep dragging her back for it, because
you couldn't drag her back after the first episode.
Yeah.
It just repeat, and again, this is going to happen again. She's probably going to end up with a shotgun and shoot Sarah, and put her in hospital for a year, and send her to a different place, and Oliver's going to offer to move there, and Jesus Christ, I'm not a fan at all.
I did see some. I'll see if I've still got that tweet available, which I thought was quite amusing. One sec, it's just loading. Okay. It's basically, it's basically a summary of the episode. In Birds of Prey, Oliver's ex takes another one of his exes hostage, and his current girlfriend has to save one ex from the other. Yes.
One of the exes, whom is her sister.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound promising, does it?
No. Well, we might be pleasantly surprised, but if the worst comes to the worst and it's not, then we'll probably spend the majority of that podcast looking ahead to episode 18.
Well, I think we should kind of look at the positive. It can't possibly be worse than Blind Spot, can it?
No. I'd be very, very surprised. I think if it's worse than Blind Spot, we won't even bother turning up for a podcast. We'll just...
we'll have a 5-minute discussion about this episode. Right, let's talk about Deathstroke.
Yep, sounds good.
Yeah, it doesn't look promising, but, I suppose the only way to be surprised is if your hopes are lower than anything.
Yep, true.
That way, when it's actually quite good, surprised.
Yep.
Or if it's really bad, you're prepared. It works either way.
Yep, very true.
Yes. So have you got any more thoughts on either episode before we go?
Yeah, not really. Just things are setting up nicely as we get to, towards the end game of the season, and we'll just see what's coming next.
Yes. Okay. Well, I hope you've all enjoyed this podcast, and we will see you next time.